Hello, my dear children. How are you all? Hopefully, you all are happy, healthy, and excited for our today's story. So, without delay, let's begin. Our today's story is about Mirabai, the saint who sang only for Krishna. So, chalo, let's begin. Long ago, in the land of Rajasthan, there lived a princess whose life became a living example of devotion, courage, and spiritual freedom. Her name was Mirabai, lovingly known as Meera. Though she was born into royal luxury, her heart belonged only to Lord Krishna, and her life story continues to inspire millions even today. Mirabai was born around the 15th century in a royal family of Meerut, Rajasthan. From the childhood itself, she was different from other children. While other royal girls played with dolls made of gold and silver, Meera loved to sing devotional songs and listen to the stories of Lord Krishna. According to legends, when Meera was very young, a wandering saint visited her home and gifted her a small idol of Lord Krishna. Meera accepted the idol with great joy and began treating it as her closest companion. She would talk to Krishna, sing to him, and even imagine him as her husband. When someone once joking asked her whom she would marry, little Meera innocently pointed to the idol and said, I'm already married to Krishna. Her family smiled at her words, not realizing that this devotion would later define her entire life. As Meera grew older, she was married to Prince Bhojraj, the crown prince of Mewar. She entered the grand palace of Chittor, surrounded by wealth, power, and strict royal customs. However, Meera carried something far more precious than jewel and her unshakable devotion to Krishna. Instead of attending royal entertainments, Meera spent her time singing bhajans, devotional songs, dancing before Krishna's idol, and keeping company with saints and devotees, regardless of others of their caste and status. This behavior was unaccepted to the rigid royal family, especially to her in laws who believed that a queen should focus on palace duties, not spiritual singing. Her husband Bhojraj was said to be kind and understanding, but this early death left Meera completely alone in the palace. After his death, the pressure on Meera increased. Society expected her to follow harsh traditions, even suggesting that she give up her life. But Meera refused. She declared boldly that she was not a widow because her true husband was Lord Krishna, who could never die. Meera's devotion angered many people in the royal court. They saw her independence and spiritual freedom as rebellion. Several attempts were made to break her spirit. Once, she was sent a cup of poison disguised as sacred nectar. Meera accepted it calmly, prayed to Krishna, and drank it without fear. By divine grace, the poison turned harmless. Another time, she was sent a basket said to contain flowers, but inside was a deadly snake. Meera opened it fearlessly, and the snake miraculously disappeared, leaving behind a divine image of Krishna. Despite humiliation, danger, and isolation, Meera never complained. Her faith only grew stronger. She continued to sing bhajans filled with love, longing, and surrender. Her songs were simple but deeply powerful, expressing the soul's desire to unite with the divine. At last, Meera realized that the palace walls were not meant for her free spirit. She left behind royal comfort and set out as a wandering devotee. She traveled to holy places like Vrindavan and Dwarka, singing Krishna's praises. Whereas she went in Vrindavan, wherever she went. In Vrindavan, the land of Krishna's childhood, Meera lived humbly among saints and devotees. Though she was a queen by birth, she lived like a simple servant of God. People were drawn of her purity, humility, and fearless love for Krishna. Her bhajans crossed all boundaries of caste, gender, and status. In a time when women were expected to remain silent and obedient, Meera raised her voice, not in rebellion, but in divine love. According to popular belief, Meera spent her final days in Dwarka, the sacred city of Lord Krishna. One day, while singing before Krishna's idol in the temple, she became completely absorbed in devotion. It is said that she merged into the idol itself, leaving no physical trace behind. Whether seen as history or divine legend, Meera's life stands as a symbol of spiritual surrender and courage. And this is all about Meerabai's story. Hopefully, you all must have enjoyed this beautiful story. And there are few lessons which we learn. The moral values from the life of Mirabai are: first, true devotion has no fear. Mirabai teaches us that when faith is pure and sincere, no fear, danger, or opposition can shake it. Second, follow your inner calling. Despite social pressure and royal expectations, Meera followed the voice of her soul. True happiness comes from living according to one's inner truth. One more lesson which we learn is equality before God. Meera believed that devotion matters more than caste, status, or gender. In God's eye, everyone is equal. One more message the story of Mirabai gave, that is strength through surrender. Mirabai showed that surrender is not weakness. Complete faith in divine gives immense inner strength. And last but not the least, one more lesson, that is love is the highest form of worship. Meera's life reminds us that God is not reached through fear or ritual alone, but through love, devotion, and sincerity. So this is all about our today's story. Hopefully you all must have enjoyed today's story. Please do share this beautiful story with your friends, relatives, neighbors, cousins, school friends, everyone. Do subscribe to our channel. We will meet tomorrow with a new story. Till then, take care. Bye-bye. Lots of blessings.